The second thing that happens when you put groups of humans together, particularly of the male gender, is we engage in battle. We engage in conflict. Who wants to disagree with me? Look around the room. We all know this is true. How do most humans in the workplace choose their conflict? Actively or passively? Do we have passive? We all know this, right? When you put a group of 8 to 10 to 12 humans together, it turns out they engage in conflict. The terrible part for us as leaders, Pete, is that conflict is below the surface. So now, I don't know, because you played the role I played at my old company. Well, I was the leader there. I'm not. You're the leader? Are you kidding me? Where does my role stop and start? Where do you stop and start? I don't know you, so my first human intuition is to be self-protective, right? And that's that kind of, it's not high-level conflict. It's not like I hate you, I'm going to dominate you. But there's a human thing that happens in groups that we engage in conflict. Turns out, Shannon, you know in HR, most of the conflict we deal with is passive. Isn't that awful? It's awful. Because now what happens is I disagree. What's your name? Dustin. I disagree with Dustin. I only been here a month. I can't confront Dustin and tell him. So who do I tell? Come on, you guys all know. Who do I tell? I think Dustin's a jerk. I'm sitting in a room. I'm sitting in a meeting. I don't think he's even capable to do his job. Who do I tell that to? My best friend. It's not just my coworker. It's either my wife when I get home or it's my best friend on the job. Why? Think about this for a moment. You want to drive team performance? I'm giving you the underbelly here. Why? Trust. That's who I trust. I can say anything to that person, right? Even if it's not accurate. I can vent, right? Maybe it is accurate, but mostly it's not. I form initial perceptions because I'm a human. I form a first impression. Usually it's wrong. But that's not the point. It's mine. I start storming. I start doing it passively. I'm engaged in passive conflict. When we come together in the workplace, we dampen it. We take our conflict and we make it passive. We find our best friend or the path of least resistance, and we express ourselves. Now I got a group of 8 or 10, and I got 2 people over here kibitzing about why he's a jerk. Is that going to give you a high-performing team? Absolutely not. How do you, here, you want to write this part down. How do you as a leader help people through the storming phase? Because you can't avoid it. Give me your name, please. Corey. What will you do to help people through this storming phase? Help your team through this storming phase? Coach. 2 things I'm going to give you. Decent. Coaching involves asking questions. But not any old question, Mickey. Ask negatively worded or negative direction questions. Watch this. Watch how it works. Mickey, how are things going around here? How are you guys progressing on your goals? Everybody watch this. Listen.
We're doing well. We're hitting our numbers. Blah, 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 blah.
Think about it. For Mickey to bring up something critical or negative right now takes a little bit of courage, doesn't it? Watch this. Hey, Mickey, tell me the top 2, 3 things that are broken right now. Tell me the top 3 things that aren't working.
We've got a couple little issues in our micro side relative to processing.
What'd I just do? I ask him a negatively worded question because now by definition to respond, he has to give me a critical response. When I got a group of humans going through the storming phase, when I've just come together on a common mission, common goals, my first couple questions are, why aren't we going to be successful? Why is this mission BS? Why should we not be doing this? How should we be doing it differently? Because now as a leader, what I've done is I'm pulling out some of this storming, some of this conflict, some of this disagreement. Does that make sense to you guys? It's a technique that says, and what you're also doing, Mickey, is you're modeling for the 6 people sitting around the table that disagreeing and conflict is a decent thing. We actually like it. I don't want you to stuff it. I don't want you to handle it passively and go find your best friend in the hallway. That's not good for our team performance. I need to hear everybody's idea, and I want you to disagree, and I want you to learn that you can disagree, and I'm not going to chop your head off. Do we agree that that would be a positive thing to do when humans get together? Make what is passive active. That's all I'm saying. So not only are you asking questions, you're asking negatively directed questions. Right? Around the mission, around the goals, around their roles. One more time. Around the mission, around their goals, and around their roles. Negatively worded questions that give you permission, Mickey. You don't have to work to tell me what's wrong. You don't have to work to tell me why you're dissatisfied with your role on the team. You don't have to work anymore. I'm asking you directly to tell me the negative.